Peace and love, everyone. I hope this video finds you all well. In this video today, I'm talking about vitamins for hair growth. That's right. Let's talk about it. All right. Now, what is there to talk about? A lot. So, no, this one video is not going to cut it. There are no short ways or no short pathways to growing your hair long, especially if you grew up thinking that only certain genes could grow hair, because now you have to get out of that mind state and change that. So no more of that here, okay? In order for you to be here, you can't believe that, okay? So let me just cut the rug, okay? You cannot believe or have this belief in your head. If you do, you're going to have to work on it fast and quickly. You cannot have the belief that only certain genes can grow long hair. Now, having said that, we can begin talking about a few of the vitamins that can help you in your hair growth journey. All right? And as I said before, this is only a few. Some of them I will revisit, some of them I won't. But for now, this is what I'm presenting, okay? You know which vitamins you're lacking. We don't put the doctors to work. We don't ask them, Doc, what vitamins am I low on? Run a test for me. Not can you run a test for me? Okay, because you're paying his salary. So you say, run a test for me. And you do it with confidence. Don't do it as you some timid person. Doc, can you run a test for me for my vitamins to see if it's low so he can tell you no why? You let him control you and you pay his salary. He's supposed to be what? Helping you what? Okay then. So you approach the situation like this. I want you to run a test for me to see what vitamins and minerals, you can do both, I'm low in. Okay? Put them to work. Y'all pay all this money and y'all be putting nobody to work. This is so you can see just how healthy you really are. Because if you low in some of this stuff, it might be some of your biggest problems. Okay? All right. First one, B vitamins. That's right. Now, before I move on, I want to say this. If you're going to start taking B vitamins and you're going to take the synthetic kind, or the kind you supplement with, be careful. The B vitamins belong together. You should not be taking B vitamins separately. They belong together as a family in order to work well in your body. All right? Now, what do B vitamins do for you when it comes to hair growth? It can help improve the blood flow to the scalp, strengthens the hair strands to help reduce breakage, helps prevent drying of the scalp, Reduces hair fall if you're nutrient deficient. And it helps boost keratin production. Okay, so it helps make keratin. Okay, at the same time, improving the texture of your hair. What are some examples? Nutritional yeast or eggs. That's just a few. That's just the bare minimum, okay? But I'm just telling you too, right now. Nutritional yeast and eggs. Never take them separately. The vitamins will be out of balance if you do that. And it won't work well for you. So if you're taking B1s, unless your doctor prescribed and said, you really need the B1s or something like that, and you're just around here taking B1s separately, you're doing yourself an injustice. Next one is zinc. All right, zinc. Okay, before we begin on the zinc, do not, and I'm going to emphasize this, do not overtake zinc. It can have an opposite effect. Instead of you getting hairs, it can take it out. So either you learn to balance it, or like I said earlier, ask your doctor what you're low in. Have him to do a test. Now don't let him make you think that he don't have to do no test for you and that you work for him or that you the underdog. Okay? Y'all need to start asking for your blood type too. That's another thing. Y'all go to these doctors and some of y'all don't even know your blood type. Zinc is involved in cell division. Okay, and so when dealing with hair, cells have to divide to start creating keratin. It needs zinc to do that, which helps with protein synthesis. It also can act as an antioxidant that protects the follicles from inflammation. What are some sources of zinc? Pumpkin seeds and mushrooms. Next one is iron. Iron came up again. It's a necessary nutrient for growing your hair. If you are iron deficient, you most likely need that vitamin test. If you don't know, you need a vitamin test to see what you're missing. Or what you're low on, or what you're low in. And of course, some of the most famous sources, meat and beans. Okay, or supplement with it. Back in the day, we supplement with Geritol, liquid iron. Geritol. I don't know if you all remember that. It used to be called Geritol, I think, but I ain't trying to advertise or anything, but it's called Geritol. I don't know if they still sell it or not, but it just came to mind. Because iron is blood building. Again, it helps build the blood. And this is serious. Iron is a serious one. It's also serious if you overdose in it. And especially for children, you should never overdose iron with children. It could be fatal. But if you're getting good sources of it, you might not need that. Just, eat your meats and your beans. Next one is selenium. Selenium can promote hair growth. It can treat conditions. It can treat conditions that involves hair shedding due to stress and nutritional deficiencies. Again, selenium It's one of those minerals that you do not overdose on. It can have an effect on your body that's not good if you are not in balance with your selenium. So selenium most likely is to be taken every once in a blue moon. You don't need much, basically. Just make sure you're not deficient in it. But you can overdo it. Even in certain foods, you can overdo it. And what are some of the food sources for selenium? One of the main ones is Brazilian nuts. And again, the Brazilian nuts are so high in it, you can overdose, I believe, on the Brazilian nuts. So just maybe 4 and leave it alone maybe for another month or something like that. I'm just saying. Next one, vitamin E. Okay. It's known to have antioxidant properties, which can reduce oxidative stress to the hair follicles. It can also help improve scalp circulation. It also regulates oil production of the scalp. It brings the natural oils to the scalp so it can moisturize your scalp, therefore possibly reducing scalp dryness. And we know a well-balanced scalp is good for hair growth, okay? Some of the food sources of vitamin E, sunflower seeds and pine nuts, okay? Next one is vitamin A. It can help improve your hair structure, which could help lead you to healthier hair. Now, what are some sources of vitamin A? Good old carrots. Any food source that is orange is most likely high in vitamin A. Okay? Also, cod liver oil is also high in vitamin A. Okay? Sweet potatoes, all things orangey looking in color. Next one is vitamin D. A deficiency in vitamin D is said to cause hair loss. So what is vitamin D? It's called the good old sunshine vitamin. And a lot of us today, especially us melanated people and heavily melanated people, don't get enough vitamin D these days. We sit in office buildings all day. We sit behind walls and windows. And it's said that the sunshine that you get through the windows is not beneficial to producing vitamin D. You need direct sunlight directly on your skin for at least, about 30 minutes a day? Especially if you're melanated. If you're not heavily melanated or melanated, it only takes a small amount of sunlight for you to get your daily dosage of vitamin D. No wonder our people around here cranky. Y'all need to be back in the fields, don't you? Now that y'all tell you. Nope, that's just a joke. Just a joke. But y'all need to be back in the sunlight, okay? Y'all ain't getting that vitamin D. Y'all shut up. Cranky as heck. No laughter sometimes. You're missing vitamin D. You're missing it. And a lot of us are not getting it. So, but it's good for the hair follicles, which can also affect your hair growth. And a lot of other bodily functions, vitamin D is definitely good for. And the deficiencies that I see in vitamin D, and I look at a lot of our people tend to have these deficiency problems a lot. And it's probably due to low vitamin D. A lot of us don't even know that we're deficient in vitamin D. But that sunlight is very important for us. Okay? Like, you used to call us children of the sun for a reason. You need that vitamin D. So sunlight, milk is fortified with vitamin D, and good old cod liver oil. It is also said, before I leave the vitamin D, it is also said that low vitamin D is often found in people with alopecia. Maybe you need a little more sunlight, especially on the scalp area. So a little more sunlight in your life, maybe. Okay? Next one is folic acid. It is said that hair follicles are some of the most rapidly dividing cells in the body. And folic acid is definitely needed. You know, if you're pregnant, it is often said that pregnant women need more folic acid because you're dealing with dividing cells, and you're dealing with that a lot. And folic acid is just one of those vitamins you just have to have. It's also necessary for DNA repair and synthesis, which is beneficial for hair growth. It is said that deficiency in folic acid can also lead to anemia, okay? Which is not beneficial for hair growth because you need the nutrients to be in the blood to get to the scalp, okay? Next one, iodine. Now, iodine, I will come back and revisit later, but I'm just going to mention it right now as a necessary nutrient for the hair, okay? It is good for the production of thyroid hormones, which can control various growth cycles, okay? Now, where do you get your iodine from? It is said that iodine is becoming one of those deficiencies that is getting out of hand. And I know a lot of people is on the sea salt hype. Okay, because if you're on the sea salt hype and you haven't been buying anything but sea salt for 5 to 10 years now, you're most likely low in iodine, unless you eat a lot of junk food. You're most likely low in your iodine. You need iodine salt. You need some salt with iodine in it every now and then. If you don't want the salt with iodine in it, then you need what they call sea salt with added iodine, because it's becoming an epidemic because people are running to sea salt and they're not taking in necessary iodine. And I know we all out here want to be healthy, but you have to be mindful and careful when you out here trying to be healthy. Make sure you're getting necessary things in your diet. And iodine is just one of those things that you have to have, you know. So you might want to go between iodine salt and your sea salt every now and then, so you can have that iodine intake, because it is necessary. It is necessary. Next one is, and last but not least, like I said, I'll be back. Sulfur. That's correct. Sulfur is necessary for keratin production. Sulfur is a key component to keratin. If you're deficient in sulfur, it can lead to brittle hair that's prone to breaking. Okay, so sulfur is one of those necessary minerals. Necessary. Okay? And again, like any other thing, it has to be all in balance. Don't just go get some sulfur and overdo it, and, take your body out of balance, make sure you need it, but it is one of those necessary um, minerals. Okay. We know sulfur is present in onions. You can smell it. You can smell it in onions, but sulfur is present in onions. Okay. All right. Well, that's all I have for today. Do come back to visit. Thank you for watching. Until next time, grow that hair, honey. Peace and love, everyone.